Oh, honey, grab your tea because the drama just hit a whole new level. Remember when Tyler Perry was hailed as the guardian angel of Harry and Meghan? The man literally threw open the doors of his Los Angeles mansion to save them from the paparazzi frenzy of the UK. No press, no pressure, just peace. At least, that's what we were told. But now, whew, girl. The same Tyler Perry who once played fairy godfather to their royal escape might be the very one about to burn their fairy tale down to the ground. And not because he's bitter, oh no. It's because he legally can. That's right, so here's the hot tea. Perry got slapped with a monstrous $260 million, 0 cents lawsuit over workplace misconduct. Yikes, and guess what Meghan did? Nothing. Not a single supportive post. Not even a casual sending love on Instagram. Just silence. And that silence might have triggered something major because deep down in a private agreement, that little NDA everyone signs and forgets was a clause. A juicy little clause. If Perry ever got publicly cut off by the Sussexes, he'd be legally free to speak. Speak, as in spill. Everything. And baby, word on the street is he's got it all.
Tyler Perry was one of the few A-listers who loudly defended Harry and Meghan after the Oprah interview. He gave them a home, a private jet, an exit strategy, and now amid serious allegations, Harry and Meghan have gone silent. Harry once told Anderson Cooper, "Silence is betrayal."
Yes, Tyler apparently has receipts. Not gossip, not speculation, but actual, honest-to-God evidence. Emails, voice memos, strategy calls. And suddenly, that whole "we left for freedom and healing" narrative, it's starting to look a lot less like truth and a lot more like a Netflix pilot pitch. Let's rewind a sec. When Harry and Meghan landed in the US, they weren't exactly booking Netflix deals on arrival. It was Tyler who swooped in, gave them a home, protection, credibility in Tinseltown, and in return, they gave him something very, very symbolic, the title of godfather to their daughter, Lilibet. Cute, right? But hold on, because apparently there was no official christening, no documents, no photos, not even a statement from the palace. Just a little nugget dropped in their Netflix docuseries. People were like, weird. But now it's more like, wait, was that even real? Because after Perry got hit with his lawsuit, Meghan went full on ghost. Deleted posts, removed mentions, poof. Tyler was scrubbed from the royal narrative like an unwanted ex. And guess what that silence may have done? Set him free. Legal insiders are whispering that Meghan's little digital disappearing act might have accidentally pulled the trigger on that clause. And if that's true, buckle up. Because this isn't just some fluffy Hollywood scandal. This is receipts, baby. Actual recordings of those early days when they were crafting their empire. Phone calls about their Netflix pitch, late night messages strategizing interviews, voice notes revealing that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't all raw pain and honesty. Maybe it was rehearsed, polished, packaged for profit. I mean, it is giving PR campaign energy. And if you've been following the Meg and As post-royal journey, you've probably seen the pattern. The emotionally charged interviews, the waterworks, the conveniently timed magazine spreads right when things go south. When Perry's legal drama hit headlines, what did Meghan do? Oh, sweetie, she was posting dreamy pics of herself holding wine glasses and typing up lifestyle blog content like nothing happened. Trying to shift the narrative again, but this time, no one's buying it. Twitter, or should I say X, is on fire with hashtags like Tyler knows all. Even their most loyal fans are giving them the side eye. One viral post summed it up perfectly. We defended Meghan when it mattered, but if this was all a lie, we were used. Ew, that one hit hard. Because if Tyler drops the bomb that the whole Godfather title was fake, or worse, a calculated brand move, then even their child's image was part of the marketing strategy. Can you imagine?
Strategically placed loyalty can mean survival. If Harry and Meghan backed Perry, it could encourage others to do the same. But instead, their silence feels like pure self-preservation.
But wait, it goes deeper, much deeper. If these recordings actually show that their Netflix special was stage managed, interviews scripted, tears timed for max impact, we're not just talking PR disaster, we're talking credibility collapse. Game over. Their fame, their deals, their public image as brave truth tellers, all of it hangs on the thread of authenticity. And Tyler Perry, he's standing there with the scissors, honey. Behind the scenes in Montecito wasn't all herbal tea and yoga sessions. Insiders say what really happened was the building of a strategic empire. And Tyler wasn't just a friend, he was inside, privy to the biggest decisions, the real breakdowns, the raw emotions, and the branding strategy. Sources are saying he helped them frame the royal exit, helped script the story, gave feedback on how to make their journey resonate. There were emails, voice memos, midnight calls filled with anxiety and ambition. And if any of that gets out, the whispers turn to screams, because it would confirm what critics had been saying for years. This wasn't just two lovebirds flying the coop, this was a calculated rebrand, from royalty to celebrity. And it all circles back to that Godfather announcement. When they casually dropped Tyler's name as Lilibet's godfather, people thought, aw, how sweet. But there were no records, no photos, not a peep from the royal family. Just a passing mention on Netflix. A PR move in disguise? Now, with Tyler reportedly weighing offers from major outlets, oh yes, he's got options, the truth might finally come out. He's not just sitting on secrets, he's curating them, organizing, talking to legal teams. And these media companies, they're not looking for puff pieces, they want receipts. Documentation, things that could turn this from scandal to scorched earth. Legal experts are chiming in too. What if Perry spills the tea and it contradicts anything in that Netflix deal? Boom, we're talking breach of contract, possible lawsuits, fraud claims, defamation, everything on the table. Meanwhile, guess who just flew back to the UK without a press release or explanation? That's right, Prince Harry. Alone, no cameras, no royal entourage, just gone. Some say he met with legal advisors. Others believe he's scrambling to put out fires before they blow up in court. Either way, the timing, suspiciously perfect. And Meghan, she's reportedly still in California, micromanaging her brand like a woman possessed, posting curated content of her home life, her kids, her peaceful vibes, but the public isn't falling for it. Not anymore. So while Meghan's out here trying to manifest peace and filter her way through another glossy blog post, the internet? Oh no, it's not having it. Every new selfie with a latte or perfectly placed flower bouquet is getting picked apart like leftovers at a family dinner. Even her most ride-or-die supporters are starting to question everything. Because if this whole truth-telling brand was just that, a brand, the betrayal runs deeper than we ever imagined. This isn't just a fall from grace, it's a nosedive into PR ruin. And here's the real kicker. If Perry comes out and says he was never officially the godfather, that he wasn't invited to any ceremony, that it was all just name-dropping for sympathy points, oh my God. It doesn't just blow up one moment, it taints the entire narrative. Suddenly, Lilibet, an innocent child, becomes part of a potential spin job. And no one messes with babies in the public eye and gets away with it. People feel used, played. And when the audience feels that way, the backlash doesn't stop. It sticks. Now let's talk Hollywood. The City of Stars is watching this whole implosion like it's the season finale of a Scandal series. Meghan was building herself up as a philanthropy goddess, and Harry, the royal turned mental health advocate, both respected, adored, relatable even. But take away that trust, that relatability, suddenly the endorsements dry up, invitations disappear, calls stop coming. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in Hollywood wants to back a brand wrapped in controversy, especially one built on a promise of authenticity that might be anything but. When your whole image is built around "we're just being real" and people find out you weren't, it's social suicide. And it's not just about reputation anymore. Oh no. We're talking real, cold, hard legal consequences. Because if Perry's recordings, and sources swear they exist, show evidence of fabricated or exaggerated details in those interviews, Netflix, Spotify, every business partner they've worked with could come knocking. Full episodes, voided deals, lawsuits, the whole empire crashing like a house of cards. All over what? The truth finally catching up. Because make no mistake, this is about receipts. Not speculation, not opinions, hard evidence, the kind that makes lawyers perk up and corporations call emergency meetings. And while all this is happening, behind the scenes, Meghan's team is in full damage control mode. Word is they're begging media outlets to go easy, offering off-the-record chats to sway the tone. But let's be honest, when the floodgates open, you can't plug the holes with PR spin and soft-focus baby photos. For every flattering headline, 10 more are ripping apart the story they built, especially around Lilibet's birth. People are now questioning everything. Why no hospital confirmation? Why was the announcement so vague, so rushed? Was it real? Was it staged? And if Perry confirms that he was barely involved in the birth or any godparent role, it's over. Hollywood insiders say executives are distancing themselves fast. Brands that pride themselves on transparency and truth want nothing to do with the growing stench of deception. And trust me, this isn't just bad press, this is reputational rot. Legal analysts are circling too, because if any of those leaked materials hint at manipulated storylines, even profitable lies, they're looking at millions in liabilities. That's not oops, we messed up. That's contract breach, fraud level stuff. But here's the part that truly stings. Meanwhile, the whispers about Lilibet's birth keep getting louder. Why the secrecy? Why the missing hospital records? Why did the announcement feel so off? And if Tyler was never really Godfather, if that title was just tossed in for emotional flair, then what else was embellished? And that's the thing. Once people start doubting one piece of the puzzle, they start questioning all of it. Hollywood knows this game. And it's brutal. One moment, you're the truth-telling royal couple breaking generational curses. The next, you're the headline everyone wants to avoid. No one wants to be associated with a collapsing narrative. Suddenly, the calls stop, the invitations go cold, the brand deals vanish. And you're left staring at a mirror image of the empire you built. Only now, it's in ruins. And Tyler Perry, still silent. But sources say he's just getting started, that he's compiling everything, that he's even had sit-downs with legal teams to discuss what he can share and how. This isn't just a petty revenge move. It's bigger. It's about clearing his name. It's about reclaiming his truth after being ghosted by the very people he once sheltered. And if he decides to go public, to sit down with a major outlet and lay everything out, it won't be gossip, it'll be a reckoning. And here's the brutal irony. Meghan and Harry spent years fighting for the right to tell their story in their own words. They built a media empire on the premise that no one else should narrate their truth. But now, their truth may not survive someone else telling his. And Tyler Perry, of all people, the man who opened his home and heart to them, might be the one to deliver the final blow. Not out of hate, not out of vengeance, but because when you've been erased, sometimes the loudest thing you can do is speak. The illusion of control is shattered, the curtain has been pulled back, and the world is no longer watching a fairy tale, they're watching a fallout. So what's next? One interview, one leak, one whisper turned megaphone. That's all it'll take to turn the Sussex legacy into smoke. Because at the end of the day, no matter how well you play the media game, no matter how pretty the pictures are, or how moving the monologues feel, receipts don't lie, and Tyler Perry, he's holding them.